hit this vortex, go ahead, and they're all passed on the campfire, and then me, and I have these memories of me going literally insane. No thanks. I remember when I first smoked weed, traumatic experience. I thought we were watching, I think, SpongeBob, and I for some reason thought that the cartoons turned into porn. And it was the weirdest thing because when you're high in a room with like 5 other dudes and you're watching SpongeBob and you take a rip off a bong and then everything turns to porn, it's like, whoa, where's this going? So that freaked me out. And I didn't know how to handle it, so I had to get the fuck out of there. I was yelling at the host, what the fuck's going on, man? What's going on? I had to get out. So that's my experience with weed. Probably pushed me in the direction of I'm not going to touch anything that really fucks with my mind too much. You know, I might have a cup of coffee, but I think a lot of people talk about DMT, shrooms, stuff like that. I think DMT is on a different level completely, but they talk about it, all the positives. And I know there's positive, and we've seen some scientific evidence about microdosing helping people with post-traumatic stress disorder. But when it comes to, you know, you doing it at your house or at a party, dude, what about the negatives? What about all the people that are insane now? What about the people that kind of went a little cuckoo? Well, they're hiding. They ain't coming out on a YouTube channel and telling everyone about their experience. I'm sure they're out there, you know, but you only hear about the good. You don't hear about the people that maybe it unlocked, maybe they had a really bad trip and they didn't come back from that trip. You know, they're still tripping until this day. They're still dealing with those demons. And maybe a lot of people say, oh, that's just their weak mind, their past, some trauma they're seeing. Maybe, you know, I think maybe we got some shit. I think a lot of times too, in the westernized, being in the U.S., being westernized, you know, people are a little reluctant to get real, to get authentic, to talk about, even with their bros, you know, your closest friends, you probably tell some dark shit, what happened in your past, some things that are a little uncomfortable. But I think that a lot of us bottle that up, and then it becomes a part of our personality in this story that's in our head. And now we're a little bit ashamed of it. And so that affects us. And when you hit that pipe, it starts speaking to you. That plant matter goes into your lungs, and it kind of shows you that onion. It's like an onion, man. It starts peeling back them layers and it gets to the subconscious, and it's like, oh man, this is some shit that I needed to deal with a little bit sooner. And if you smoke, it sometimes smacks you all at once. So, you know, that's what I don't know. I don't know if I would ever try shrooms. Maybe one day. Maybe once I get my meditation down first, because I can hardly meditate for like 10 minutes. And 10 minutes of meditation, you hit that flow state, you hit that where your legs start going numb and your eyes focus so heavily on the point in front of you that your legs disappear. You just become this consciousness and you disappear. That's a really cool thing. You just hear the road noises, you hear all the stuff going on outside the world. You're not even there. Well, you're there, but you aren't there. So with the DMT though, DMT, I think it's this thing, bro. This pineal gland, the third eye. You know, get that third eye cracked open, because a lot of us have calcified it with the, people say that you calcified that gland with all of the fluoride in our toothpaste. Just speaking of fluoride, the other day I actually bought non-fluoride toothpaste for the first time. Hopefully, you know, it still does its thing. But if I have an awakening, if you guys see a change in me, maybe it's because of my toothpaste. And in the water. All the fluoride in the water. DMT on it, they say that you talk to different entities, different gods. So that's crazy. Are they figments of your imagination that you conjure up? You hit this pipe and it's got DMT and then you're talking to gods. It's like, well, who are these gods? And there's been some stories, there's some cool art. You guys can look at the art, DMT art. That's pretty cool. It's interesting. But the furthest I've went is slightly astral projection And the way that I learned to do it is you lay in your bed and you're laying on your back and you're just breathing. And when you do this, what happens is your body starts to fall asleep, but your brain is remaining fully aware. And what this can actually lead to, and you may have experienced in your life, is you wake up and you have sleep paralysis. And there's actually pictures. You guys look up these pictures, they might give you a nightmare, but sleep paralysis has been experienced by a lot of people. And it's like there's a demon on top of your chest, or another picture that a lot of people say is an old hag. There's actually pictures of this. It's like this demon hunched on this guy's chest. And you wake up to that, dude. That's scary. No shit, man. No wonder back in the day when they didn't know what sleep paralysis was, they started believing in demons and stuff, because one comes and takes just sits down right on your chest, and you wake up to that. Or there's an old hag and it ain't your wife. So what happened to me is a couple times I could literally feel my body falling asleep, but my mind was remaining aware. My mind wasn't falling asleep. And so I was like, oh shit. And I started feeling the shaking. And according to the posts and the blogs, it was like you were supposed to feel this shaking before you take off, dude. And I'm getting excited. I'm ready to blast off, man. I'm ready to get out of here, And so I think I got a little bit too excited. And I remember them saying that you want to grab onto this silver cord. When you're trying to astral project, there's like a cord, and you pull your body out. And so every time my body would go numb, I'm like, fuck yeah, we're about to take off. And I would look for the cord, and I didn't really see any cord. I was like, what do I grab onto? And so my eyes are closed. I'm trying to move out of my body mentally. My body's numb. I'm trying to work myself out. And I'm in my head, I'm actually moving. And then after a minute, I'm actually completely sitting up. And I'm like, oh, hold on, that's not how you do it. So I lay back down and I go like this. All right, but man, they're saying a link. I'm looking for the silk thread to get me out of here. I'm ready to go. And I was imagining it, but I couldn't actually grab onto it. So speaking about links, man, I think our parents all did some kind of weird shit. I don't know why I'm thinking about this links, silver links. But my mom I remember one time she showed me, I forgot how old I was, she pulled out these little bags. My mom used to collect our umbilical cords, dude. She would try to preserve that link between mother and son. And I remember thinking, that's when I knew my mom was a little out there. She believed in God and stuff, but I remember seeing my own umbilical cord. I'm like, Mom, you're fucking crazy. Where's my foreskin? You didn't save that. I would have rather her save my foreskin than save my umbilical cord. She's got 6 kids. She saved every umbilical cord. So there's all these little bags of just umbilical cords laying around the house. I come home to my brother when he's crying because his umbilical cord got sucked up in the vacuum cleaner. Bro, I'm like, dude, chill. Yeah, I don't know how she tracked 6 different umbilical cords, How do you know mine's not getting mixed up with my sister's? I don't know, man. She's trying to preserve that motherly link. See, but your dad never does stuff like that. Your dad's not. That's when your mom's sort of she's kind of hippie. She's kind of been through that, the 80s, the 70s, the 80s, where she's tripping on LSD. She was doing acid. I knew all that stuff. Kind of witch-like. So my mom was, I don't know why that always disgusted me. I never really brought that up because I love my mom and I didn't want her to feel bad. But deep down inside, I was like, that's fucking weird. But my dad never did any weird shit like that. Your dad don't usually do stuff like that. Anyway, back to the the DMT. Yeah, the astral projection didn't go well. I'm still gonna try. I still want to try it. But I feel like I'm very scared of sleep paralysis. I'm scared of waking up to that. And I have once or twice. So someone else by the name of, the next question, we're going to move on here. Ammon XA said, talk about God. And this is kind of this is one of those subjects that blows my mind, that we live in a world that that God, the thought of God, is such a powerful force. It's responsible for religion is responsible for a lot of wars, for a lot of happiness, for a lot of unhappiness, for a lot of chaos, for a lot of disagreement. And when you talk about God, I kind of want to know how we came about believing in God. And actually read something really cool that if you think about when we were just growing up, man, we were these apes. We kind of combated the other apes, Homo sapiens dominating because we got better tools than the other guys. And so we're coming up and we live in these small tribes. Dunbar's number, I think, is about 150 people in a tribe where you can function pretty damn well. And if you think about when you get any bigger than that, then you start getting chaos. Like who's gonna be the gardener? Who's gonna be the shoemaker? Who's gonna do their job? How do you communicate? And how do you trust another tribe after you get past that number? And so what's really cool is I think that's when religion kind of came in, is that, okay, well, we can bridge the gap. If we believe in something, then now we can form trust. Because if a Catholic meets another Catholic, like they're instantly going to have a bond. If you meet another Baptist or a Muslim, you kind of have some connection because you believe in the same thing, and you're believing in not just some shallow thing, you're believing in the Creator. So that's very powerful. And now you got a 150 person tribe over here and a 200 person tribe over here, and you all believe the same thing. Well, now we have this, we're linked, man. We're in it together. We got this brotherhood. So I think religion kind of played a role in, okay, now we believe all the same thing. We're cool. This is a way for me to sort of predetermine if you're cool or not, and you're going to come and just, have sex with all the women of my tribe and steal our goods and leave. And I'm sure people did that. They take advantage. But yeah, man, I think kind of how it started. And I think in the beginning, people sort of believed in like the Amina, where everything had a spirit. And then and then when it later down the road, that's when we had these monotheists that started believing, okay, there's one God, and anyone else's God is different than mine. And that's the wrong God. And that's where I kind of had a problem with it when I was growing up Christian. Is like, okay, hold on a second. I'm getting a little older now. I'm reading philosophy. I'm kind of getting interested in just the world that's inside my head. I'm getting interested in the world outside of my head. I'm getting interested in the bigger picture. And I realized, well, this seems a little off, that this God will be the only God. And so, I don't know. I do know. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the God of any book. It doesn't make sense. My mind could never go to grasping that. Like, it could never, that's not how it is. It just couldn't grasp onto believing in a God of a book. And that's the God. It's like, I believe in the universe. That there's planets, there's space. Like, I believe in all that. Have I been to space? No, I believe it's there. I just think that the main thing is we all get this story inside of our head. That's what our lives are built on, these different stories. And so a lot of people have grown up with God at the center of that story, and God is a big hope. If you believe in God and you got a community that reinforces that belief, I mean, you got like that's your tribe, man. That feels good. If you lose that, well, you lose a lot of hope, and it just sucks to not feel like you have that. So someone's calling me right now. I can't talk right now, bro. So yeah, man, God, I just think it's not people that are stupid that believe in God, but I don't think they've really looked any deeper. Like, you gotta question your beliefs all the time. Dude, I feel like an empty shell sometimes because I'm constantly moldable. I'm constantly learning new stuff. And I know that when I say I know something, that I probably don't know anything, dude. Like, I realize how dumb I am in the grand scheme of things. There's so much I'll never know. And so I I think it's a natural tendency for us to try to attach all this stuff. We're like this puzzle, and we put all these little puzzle pieces on us, and that makes us. But at the end of the day, it's so shallow. It's very it's not weighty. It's not complete. And I'm okay with that. All right. So we're gonna move on from the topic of God. Definitely something to think about. This is by Gandon, another member in the Monk Mode box. He's 16. All right, our man Gandon. He said, what advice would you give to the average 16-year-old, which would in turn make them less average? That's a great question, man. That's a great question. And that's funny, the synchronicity of this is that yesterday in the sauna, there was this 16-year-old and this 15-year-old, and I'm in there after my workout. And I started talking to him, and we went to the same high school. And I was like, bro, you guys are working out? That's awesome. That's awesome. That's when I started working out. 16. Got in there, started pumping, hitting the weights. Fell in love, got bit by that bug. Started eating, started training hard. Felt like a beast. Literally changed my life. So you already know that, bro. I talk about it all the time. You got to lift. If you're not lifting and you're complaining about your life wanting to be better and you're not lifting, you got to lift. It's that simple. Gonna escalate you high on that J curve. All right. The beginning, embrace the suck. You'll learn. You'll start your workout routine. He's doing my workout routine. You start climbing. You start making gains. That's a huge thing. But one word, 2 words to kind of encompass how I feel about being 16 all over again, and what I would tell, any 16-year-old is be curious. Stay curious. Because when you're 16, there's so much like you don't know. And so a lot of people, they just run from the insecurities. I think without knowing, they avoid any confrontation. And nowadays it's kind of easier to do that. You can sort of just take a back seat and be comfortable playing the games and just start hanging out at home. You don't have to get involved with any of the kids. You don't have to do anything too strenuous. But I would say stay curious, man. And that means learn. That means, so you're already lifting weights. Great. Your body's healthy. You're going to be strong. You're going to get muscular. All right? You're going to grow. That's going to give you a sense of confidence. But now you need to realize that you want to learn about the world. How does the world function? How do people learn about some basic psychology? Learn about people. This is a time to be curious about being social. I wish that when I was in high school that I would have been more social. A huge regret. I wish I could go back. And I wish I could, when that multiple pretty girls would come up to me at the lunch table and talk to me, and I wouldn't even have the balls to say anything. I was just so weird. But I wish that I would just have had myself to tell me, bro, just keep going. Do it again. Do it again. When those people get into that group, say hi to those people. Don't just look at them like they're weird or those are the jocks. Be fucking friends with them. Be friends with everyone. Don't you don't even gotta do all the stuff they do, but just make friends. Be cool with people. Don't look at people as like they're your enemy. I think that when people are different than us, especially when you're that young, it's easy to be like, I don't want to be part of that. Oh, those people are weird. They're my enemy in a sense. So you kind of stay away from them. But I would say you want to be social, because when you're social at that young, man, your brain's plastic. This is, you're going to be even better when it comes to after school, to going into college. All right. Another thing that I would say is pick up a skill. All right. Pick up the guitar. Anything that you want to do. A lot of wasted potential, man, on video games this young. Pick up a skill. Pick up something that has interested you and give it a try. I was super fucking curious growing up, dude. I did so many sports. I played paintball. I skateboarded. I took the wheels off my skateboard and nailed my shoes to the skateboard. And I would go on the trampoline. We had 2 trampolines that we used to jump off this semi-truck. And I'm surprised I never broke my leg. on my back. But we would jump off this semi-truck, and I would have my nailed skateboard to my shoes, and I'd be jumping on that thing, dude. I was the Shaun White of tramp boards. I was trying everything. I was picking things apart. You know, I never got too technical, but because I didn't have a computer until like 12th grade. But I would say experiment, try things. You know, I played multiple sports. Played baseball for 7 years. Played basketball. Played badminton back in the house, in the backyard with my brother and sister. Ultimate frisbee. Played football 1 season. Only white kid on the team. Got destroyed, man. Got literally destroyed. I thought I was going to be a quarterback. And that's the thing is, like, sometimes you go into these situations and you learn your limits. Like, my dream of being a quarterback got crushed. I was 130 pounds, 6'1". I'm 6'2" right now. 130 pounds, 6'1", playing football. And I'm this tall, lanky kid in football gear, and they put me as a tackle? Are you kidding me, coach? Fuck you, man. All right? That's how you get a kid in trauma, with trauma experience, put him as a tackle, bro. I got destroyed. I think that's why I got a messed up shoulder right now. Kind of my shoulder hurts me once in a while because I would get sacked, dude. These big brothers coming in and knocking me out. And then we used to do this little tackle practice. They would line us up like this, like we're parallel to each other. And there would be 2 little cones right here. And he would blow his whistle. I literally hated this so much. I would be so, this is probably one of the scariest experiences. We'd be like this, he'd blow the whistle, and we had to run to the side and then just clobber each other like this. Every time I would be on the fucking ground, on my back. One time I couldn't get up, my arm wasn't moving. I couldn't move my arm. My coach said, get up long, do 10 push-ups. My mom's off to the side. She's like this. She's freaking out. Son, are you okay? I'm not moving, dude. I'm on the ground. My coach is telling me do 10 push-ups. You know, that really crushed my dream because back in the day, I was in the field and everyone in the group was playing ball. Everyone in the field were throwing the football around. I'm sure you guys did that. So it's good to go into these situations, try them, learn what you like, learn what you're good at, get around other people. And the people that play team sports, like, I will always put my kids in team sports. You got to play. You got to be in a team environment. There's something different about the kids that were in team sports than the kids that weren't. Like, they're more social. They're leaders. And you got to be a fucking leader in a team. Sometimes you just naturally got to be a leader. And I think that's a good way to put that warrior spirit, that leader spirit in a kid. So Candace, stay curious, man. Read books, all right? Learn. Read some books, man. Get a grip. Feel like you can start to understand the world. And then keep your body in shape. Be healthy, all right? Don't be afraid to talk to those girls. I remember when I was 16, I was afraid of girls, I think, a lot because my mom and dad, they wouldn't let me have a girlfriend. And I couldn't bring a girl over, all right? Don't be afraid of the girls. Like, you can go to a park. You can go on walks. You don't got to do anything too crazy. You don't got to impress them. You don't got to spend a lot of money. Go get ice cream sometime, all right? Do these simple things. When you're 16 years old, when you go to college, you're just going to be a beast. All right, onward. So Dreamville said, this is from our man Dreamville. He said, advice on moving on from an ex-girlfriend. How to stop stalking and thinking about an ex. He's stalking and thinking about his ex. That's not good, bro. You know, stalking the old ex. Let me tell you this. A book you need to read right now is The Rational Male by Rollo Tomasi. And one of the laws, he actually has, I think it's like the 9 iron laws, but one of the laws, I think it's law 4, I could be wrong, is never go back to an ex. And so right now, you should just be, I'm never going back. You got to make that decision, dude. I'm never going back. And he says one of the reasons why you never want to let yourself be seen digging through the trash. You're digging through the old trash, man. You're digging through that baggage. That's like the ex-girlfriend you broke up for a reason. All right? And so now don't let your neighbors see you going back to that. And another reason why, especially if you broke up with a girl, well, then you're just going to tell the girl that you had no other options. And I've done this. And now you're back together. And now that's going to lose your value. All right? You just said, I have no options. Now I'm coming running back to you because I couldn't get any other girl. Another reason, if she broke up with you, I'm telling you, bro, she broke up with you and she moved on. Girls don't just break up with guys and have zero options. They always have options. So if a girl breaks up with you, you better believe, man, she had suitors lined up. She's running to them. She's probably got something going on with someone else. She broke up with you, bro. It's fucking over. All right? That's just how it goes. But this is the main thing. Look, I think when the way that you stop stalking her and the way that you stop thinking about her and you get over this whole mess is you first off delete her off social media, you block her, so you're not even seeing her, you're not able to see anything. You got to get rid of that. All right? The next thing you got to do is literally look at how your life was with her. It's just like a breakup is like someone died because you're not seeing this person anymore. And the thing about death is that when someone dies, if it's in the family, a loved one, it usually doesn't hurt as much right at the beginning. It hurts a lot more in the months to come. It hurts a lot more when that girl's not with you at the Christmas family get-together or for Thanksgiving. It hurts more when your parents aren't there, on your birthday. Or when you come home to your mom's home-cooked meal. That's when it fucking hurts. It doesn't hurt right away. And so what you realize is that you got really accustomed to having this person in your life. And your life revolved, or your life was playing out in a scenario where she was always there. Now she's not. So now you actually have to make a conscious change in order to move on from her. So you got to okay, what was I doing? Maybe I was too comfortable. All this Netflix and chill nights. You got to change that up. They say a breakups make a great bodybuilder. Well, it's because a lot of guys end up going to the fucking gym. Because when they had a girl, they weren't going to the gym. And now they break up and they're like, okay, time to get my life together. Well, you got to give yourself a change, bro. You have to change up the routine. You got to start doing, I'm telling you this now, you grew soft. All right? You grew soft. You need to get back. You need to do some different stuff. You need to get back to your life. A lot of us, we put our life on the back burner. We put the girl up front. And when she breaks up with her, it's like, what the fuck? My life's still the same. But except now I lost that drug. I lost that little piece of me. All right? And I'm saying, pull that shit back to the forefront. And all men on deck. All men on deck. Time to do the good habits. Time to get back to crushing it. Time to put yourself first. I think all you guys should be putting yourself first. Hone your art. Hone yourself. Build your value. All right? This stuff that we're doing is not meaningless. It's giving you more value. You're young. We're growing, man. We're going up in value. All right? And you're going to you want to be able to put your position in a position where you can move on. You can build your value. And now you're in a happier place mentally. You forgot about the past. Now you're living a better life than when she was with you. And now you've set yourself up so that you can meet an even better woman. All right? A younger, maybe a more vibrant, maybe a higher value woman. The thing is that there's ways that we forget things. And this is actually from the book in the title, The Name of the Wind. That picture is from The Name of the Wind. And he says there's 3 ways that we forget. We forget through sleep. There's 3 ways that we cope with pain. That's what he says. We cope with pain through sleep. We cope with pain through forgetting. and we cope with pain through going insane. All right? If you ever had a really bad day, kind of rough day, you're stressed the fuck out, what do? You feel like you need to take a nap. You go to sleep. Can't wait to get to bed, shut everything off, and drift off. Maybe you're astral projecting. All right? The other way is time heals, but it doesn't heal everything. All right? Sometimes you just got to forget, man. I forget a lot of stuff. It wouldn't help if I held on to it. Your brain just forgets. I think that happens with time. All right? And then next way, if you don't forget, if you don't work this shit out, man, it can drive you insane. All right? So don't let it push you to that point. Delete the Instagram, delete the number, make a pact to yourself, make a pact to me in the group. You're not going back. Don't let us see you digging through that trash. All right? Don't let us see you digging. And don't look back unless you plan on going there. It's always better to move forward. Okay? Look ahead. Now it's your life. Now you get to see what your life is, everything that you have, the resources, and you're able to go from there. All right? All right, this is a question by our man Profile. Brother Profile, spelled with a Y. And Profile said, what is the age when you started lifting and nutrition? Now I already covered that. I was 16 when I started lifting. But I want to tell you guys this, for anyone out there that's lifting, that's trying to gain muscle. My nutrition was very bad. I was eating 3 bowls of cereal, of Life, Honey Bunches of Oats. My mom didn't keep stuff like Frosted Flakes in the house. You know, she was a little health conscious. She would try to buy the natural Jiffy. You know, she was a little bit aware. She'd whole wheat pasta, stuff like that. But still, it's like, I shouldn't have been eating 3 bowls of cereal. All right? And so, I would say, just eat, keep it simple, bro. Don't complicate it. Eat whole foods. All right? Eat natural whole foods, nothing processed, nothing with a ton of sugar. Eat fruits. All right? You want some sugar? Pop a few berries in your mouth. Get that berry juice in your mouth and have your little sugar fill for then and move on. Okay? You don't need every once in a while, indulge, have a piece of cheesecake when you're out with the fam, have a piece of cake, some ice cream here and there. Make it less often, not like a continual daily thing. All right? This is a great time. 16 years old, you're going to pack on muscle, dude. Guys, if you're in your teens, 18, 20, I think I had my best growth when I was 17, 18. I blew up. Now, I blew up because I was eating a lot of calories, but I blew up because my body was ready. It was primed. When you're that young, you got all this testosterone, there's nothing else your body's going to do but grow. You give it weights, you give it enough calories, you're growing, dude. That's simple. All right? I grew a little bit too much. I was 260 pounds. That's what 3 bowls of cereal every day does to you. I wouldn't recommend doing that. You get stretch marks. You know, look at these fucking stretch marks, dude. Faded. Still there nonetheless. So, be careful. Eat whole foods. Don't overdo it. And if you want to make the best gains, count your calories. You have the ability with an app. You don't have to track your calories through paper. Download the app. Track your calories. You're literally going to make a steady progress instead of progress that looks like this. You know, if you count your calories, you know you can track exactly where you're going. It's a little bit difficult at first. It's worth it. All right? I didn't do that when I was younger. I just shoved food in. Eat whole foods. Keep it simple. Keep it clean. All right? Treat yourself every once in a while. All right. Leon said, talk about having presence when you walk into a room. That's a good question. That's a great question, actually. And when I'm thinking about that, I've always been fascinated and admired people that can walk into a room and it seems like that dude there's something about him. People look at him People are curious about him. What is it about him? Why is there an aura to him? And I think that one of the things you can tell about someone that seems a little bit timid and afraid and shy and anxious is that they don't take up a lot of space. And I'm not saying you gotta man spread, whatever that fucking is. What I'm saying is that a lot of the people that I've seen that don't project charisma, warmth, presence, is that they're hesitant in their actions. And they sort of stand there with their thumbs in their pockets. They make themselves small. And so if you look at just the psychology, we've learned from Jordan Peterson, lobsters that win a battle, they become even more open. Lobsters that lose, they huddle up, man. They get depressed and die. And so your body language says a lot about you. So just by having good posture and going into a room, that's going to first off light up that's going to get people to take notice. Now another thing is that this is from 48 Laws of Power, Law 28, enter action with boldness. Like I said, a lot of timid and afraid people actually hesitate when they go into a room, or they're trying to sell something, or they're going to a party. It's like they're waiting for someone else to give them direction. What you can do is just be bold and do what you want. Like if you go into your friend's house or your girlfriend's parents' house, you don't want to just sit there and like hunch over. You want to say hi, to be the initiator. Say hi to the mom and dad. Hey, how you doing, Mr. So and so? I'm fucking your daughter. Don't say that. But you want to help, can I get a drink of water? You want to move, man, do what you want. Don't wait for someone to tell you. Another thing, I think this is leadership, really. When you're with your friends, there's friends that literally say, oh, what should we get today? Where should we go to eat? Speak up. Don't be hesitant. Don't be afraid to speak up. This is leadership, bro. Leadership 101. And this is, I think you guys, if you got a piece of paper or you just want to write this down, this is something I wrote down on the chalkboard about leadership. But look, people that are charismatic, there's like charismatic CEOs and leaders. When you make a choice to lead and to tell people what you want and where we should go, that naturally gives you charisma, I believe, because it gives, a lot of people are uncertain, so they need something to hold on to. And so when you give them this strong idea, this opinion to follow, they're going to be like, okay, well, let's do it, because there's no better option. Let's do it. At least we have some clarity. This transfers into your relationship with your woman. A lot of girls will shit test you, and a lot of girls don't like nice guys because girls themselves are very emotional. You guys, girls probably experience way more anxiety than you do. I mean, think about it. You're 110, 120 pounds, and you're going through life, and you're fucking 5 foot, and everyone's bigger than you, and you're like scared. I mean, girl, you got all this estrogen. You're stressed out. Girls are like, oh man, I've been with some girls. It's like, calm down, girl. Calm down, baby. And so a girl will oftentimes, when you're anxious yourself, it's like, well, I don't want to date another woman. Girls want to be with guys that have that masculine presence. And part of that masculine presence is just being a leader. Because now a girl can you have this like sword of truth, dude. You as a man, you have this masculine sword of truth. It can be a sword, it can be a staff, it can be a saber, whatever you want it to be. Mine's a fucking sword, bro. And I fucking, whenever there's something in my way, I'm just chopping through it. The masculine energy will calm a woman down. A lot of guys are afraid to make choices. A lot of guys are afraid to make leadership moves. They're afraid to choose because they're not we're used to always being nice. What will she think? What will what will they think? Will she like it? Just fucking make a decision, bro. Be the decision maker. All right? And your woman will fuck you better. She will love you to another level because now you just eliminated her anxiety because girls worry about a lot of stuff, dude. They worry about tiny stuff that your sort of truth just cuts through because you're a man and you don't even think about that shit, dude. We can handle it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that we didn't pack peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, that we forgot to pack peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the picnic. Don't matter, baby. Doesn't matter, baby. Because I'm going to swing by and I'm going to pick up some stuff from the grocery store right now. Doesn't matter. Oh, no, babe, what do you want to eat? I was thinking about this, but I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't know if you like rice. I don't know if your family's coming over. I don't know if they like pasta. What, baby? My mom's Italian. Make the pasta. All right? Eliminate the worries. My mom's not Italian, by the way. But eliminate the worries just like that with your ability to choose. And here's the thing that I wanted you guys to write down on leadership. Do what you believe in. Paint a picture of the future. Go there. People will follow. I think that literally sums up leadership so well. Do what you believe in. Paint a picture of the future. Go there. And people will follow. That's how I started this group. That's how I started Monk Mode. I have a vision. I have a goal, a mission to help men become to grow in their life, to fulfill their potential, because I wanted that for myself. And I went there. And I expressed that through this medium. And some people followed. Now you can do that in any area that you choose. And just like back to that young 16-year-old, that's becoming a leader, bro. Learn how to make choices and be assertive and give your opinion. Don't just be a bystander. Don't be afraid of what everyone else is going to think about you. All right? That's a huge... Listen, man, don't forget that, bro. Paint a picture of what you would like to see. Go there. People will follow. All right? People will follow. Do what you believe in. All right. Need some water. Hope you guys are enjoying this talk. Go ahead and thumbs up the video if you haven't already. I don't even know if thumbs up help. Maybe they do, but it's cool to see them go up. I love you, bros. Thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for being with me. Hope you're having a blessed Wednesday. Let's chug right along. We've got a few more questions to answer. Okay, this is by our guy named Mastermind, and he said, how to feel less anxious in social situations. Great topic. Fantastic question, bro. I'm glad you brought it up. I'm glad that you brought it to our attention and everyone else can think about it. And as I was reading that, I thought about a book called The Gates of Fire by Stephen Pressfield. And there's one of these battle situations where King Leonidas of 300 Spartans, he's getting ready to battle these Persians. The Battle of Thermopylae. 300 warriors strong. Just so you guys know, we just hit 300 members in the Monk Mode box. I'm pumped. I'm so pumped about that. That was my goal. It's been a long time coming. 300 warriors in the mastermind group. We're doing these workouts. We're reading books every month. We're doing different challenges. Thank you, bros, because I know a lot of you guys are watching. All right? I just want to see this tribe grow. So the 300 are waiting to battle it up. They know that this is probably their last battle. This is a couple of days before the main event. King Leonidas turns to his general, and he looks at the army, and he says, look, general, I need you to do something for me. Keep the men busy. Because when a man's mind is idle, his heart turns to fear. powerful stuff, man. When a man's mind is idle, his heart turns to fear. They're sitting there, they're bored, they don't have anything to do. He said, General, make the men do something so that it can take their mind off of being anxious about the future. Now, what is anxiety? Being anxious about what other people think about us, being anxious about an outcome that hasn't happened yet. Tell them to fucking clean their helmets, dude. Tell them to jerk off. Tell the 300 Spartans to jerk off. Give them something, just tell them, he didn't say that, but tell them to do something to take their mind off of the fear. And that's what he did. You know you're going to die. You're going to be anxious. All right? Keep the mind busy. Now, what I would say is that when you're anxious, you said because you're anxious in social situations. Well, now, I can understand being anxious at a party. That's why a lot of people use alcohol. And I think that's natural. I think anxiety, if you actually look at anxiety, is sort of a good thing. Anxiety is like this internal compass to make sure that you don't say something too stupid, and to make sure that you're actually leading yourself into what you want, like you're leading yourself into a good direction. All right? So, but I would also say that whenever you are out there and you got to pay a bill, when you're in the gym, if you feel anxiety all the time, you're at school, have a purpose, dude. You want to go into the gym with a mission. If you have a mission, you can get busy on it. If you know what you're going to do and you're there for, now it doesn't matter what people think about you. All right? That's very key. Know what you're there for, perform it, get it done. Another thing is the repetition of being social and realizing that it's never as bad as it seemed will actually numb you. You'll never completely be cured. Let's just talk about that. You'll never be completely cured of social anxiety or feeling anxious, but you'll be more courageous. You'll be brave. You'll be able to do it willingly. Okay, I'm going to go do it. I've fucking done it before. I've done 100 times before. I've approached that girl I've approached 100 girls. I'm going to approach the 101. All right? I'm going to go up to 101 now. And I'm just getting better. It's that simple, bro. Repetition. All right. Woo! I wish I could read your guys' comments because I can't right now. Because I'm on my phone and it's just like this little flash. So that's really the questions. One of my missions I would love for us to do is, look, this is you guys are from all over the globe. Like, I'm over here in the US in Ohio. The Browns just won, football team. Everyone's celebrating because I think they haven't won a game in like 21 months. And you know, we're in all these different corners of the world and we're growing, but we're not that big. But I think that it's going to grow. I mean, we're going to have people from different parts of the world. Like, there's guys in Germany right now that are in the group. So imagine if we had different Facebook groups, like these social circles where people from Germany or over here in France or the UK, you know, they have eventually like 100 members and they have meetups. And in those meetups, they can get together and they can do like charity work. Think about that. We could actually get together and start these like little movements and that's why a little while back, like 2 weeks ago, I presented in the Monk Mode group that we should start separate Monk Mode accounts or groups for your country. Now, we can even go on more of a micro level. Like, I did Monk Mode Ohio, and I've got 4 people in there right now. In order for this to work, it would take some collaboration. It would take, you know, we got to divide it up. But I think that if we had one for every country, and then maybe we could break it down to a micro level, you guys could be the ambassador. So wherever you live, but it would be up to you. And that's the thing. I don't see it. It's not going to work if the individuals don't actually propel it forward. Like if you gotta make a YouTube channel and you gotta get people to come to that group from wherever they are. All right, from your country. You got to be the catalyst to that. And it's easy to say, yeah, I'm gonna get the fucking YouTube channel going and set up the Facebook, and then you make one video and forget about it. It's like, okay, you're not being an ambassador. You're not trying to make a tribe. What I would like to see is a bunch of different tribes all around the world. And literally, guys, think about it. We could go out, we could game. We could go out at night, talk to, there's like 20 of us, dude, 50 of us. We could have a seminar. You guys could do this yourself. I don't need to be there. This could be just the mindset. This is the spirit. Monk mode. All over. We get together. We could go and feed hungry people that are living under a bridge. Maybe give them some clothes. We could build houses over in Africa, in the Philippines. We could go to Dominica, wherever you guys want. Like, we could. I think that this is the top. Maybe this won't happen for a year or two or longer, but I only think that self-development leads you into a place where your life gets better, so that now you can make other people's lives better. Because eventually you just get bored. And then what? Then you become a glutton and you become comfortable, and now you have heated floors so your feet are warm. It's like you can only have so much. And so I don't know. I think that's how I see this whole thing coming into fruition. That's how I see it kind of taking running its course. So I think it would have to be individual groups all over, with a couple of leaders in that group constantly kind of welcoming people in, just like I did with the regular monk mode group, because we have 4.5k members right now. And then we set up these meetings. We set up collaborations. Maybe it's going to start small. Maybe it's just you and your friends, but maybe you could get more friends. Maybe we don't even have to do that. I mean, maybe we could just figure out a different way, but that's my idea right now. And I like to think about that, because that's big picture. That's not small, that's big. I think that it's going to be eventually called upon us to do something with our energy, with our resources, and we could do tons of stuff, man. We could hang out. Like I said, have like meetings. Everyone could come up on stage. Are you kidding me? Everyone's up on stage. People are public speaking they never did in their life. We're going on a gaming. People are like, we're meeting each other. Everyone's getting pumped up. We're collaborating. We're working on new projects. Everyone's getting social. People are working. You need a job. We got a CEO in the Monk Mode group, dude. Come and work for me. That'd be awesome. Think about that. That's reach. That's a lot of reach right there. And I don't see anyone doing that. I don't see big groups doing that. So this is going to play an important role in the future. I'm going to probably talk about it more. I'm going to figure out what I need to do to make it happen, because I proposed it on the Facebook group, but it was just an idea. I threw it out there. Of course, everyone was like, all right, I'll do Monk Mode UK. I'll do Monk Mode Serbia. But how are we actually going to make it happen? I don't know. I want your guys' help, because I think that's how we take a little slice of the world, and we sort of bake our own pie, man. We sort of change the world a little bit for the better. Because after all, we're going to die. And so maybe you don't have a mission in life, and this doesn't have to do with our group, but I'm just saying maybe you don't have a mission in life. You ever thought about what if you just made the place a little bit better that you got to live in? Your mission in life, yeah, you don't believe in God, there's no mission, everything's nihilistic, there's no meaning, I don't know what to do with my life. Add value to people's lives, all right? Make it a little better. Share your art, share your whatever you can, make it a little better, add value every day. Imagine if that was just your motto, dude. Adding a little bit of value. it's like, you know, you take the eyes off yourself, and then your brain gets to work. Okay, what can I do now? It takes a lot of the strain off just becoming, you don't just got to fit into the status quo. You don't just got to fit into the realm of mindless workers. You know, that's greatness there, dude. What can I do? Let your brain think a little bit deeper. What can I do in my time here on Earth? Guys, I read these comments. I'm gonna read them after, and if you want to go ahead and leave a comment when this thing is uploaded, that'd be dope. I'm gonna check it out. I really enjoyed this podcast. All right, I'm gonna do this again. There'll probably be a day or two every week that we do a podcast, and so I'll hear your questions soon. I love you, bros. I'm gonna go get a drink. My voice is literally, I haven't talked this long. I don't think I've ever talked this long on camera. It's pretty cool. All right, I love you, dudes. Let's have a great day. Everything's gonna be all right. All right, stay up, stay strong. Don't let the little demons get to you. Don't let the little worries weigh you down. If you're having a rough day, get in the gym. Do a little bit of extra cardio. Go on a walk. Take a deep breath in. Realize how good life can be right now. You got a full stomach. Yeah, it's fucking tough. Maybe you don't have enough money. Maybe you don't have the girl in your life right now. Maybe everything seems to be crumbling down. Don't fucking matter, dude. All right? You get to live another day. And that means you get to put some action in and see what comes out. See what you can create. All right? See you guys soon. Peace.